Guten Tag, everybody. It's me, Christy. Let's start this video off with looking at the leave a book, take a book thing. See if there's anything good in there. Let's see. Oh, there's some different books in there. Y'all see anything good? I don't know. I don't see anything that is catching my fancy. Although there's a couple of Dean Koontz books in there. That's cool. What book is this? What book is this? Oh, Women's Devotional Bible. Okay. Put that kind of right there. Or, well, actually, no. I'll put this kind of on top. Then people can actually see it. So, that'd be good. Alright. So, bunch of Lee Child's books. Lee Child. I don't know who. Oh, Jack Reacher. Okay. I was about to say, I don't know who that is, but now I do. Okay. Well, we'll just kind of leave it at that. Now we got that out of the way. How about another story time? Another mini golf story time. So, this story time is going to feature a coworker. And this particular coworker, I have got a few story times about. For these stories, I'm not going to use her real name for, privacy's sake and everything. And plus, maybe she's a different person now. I hope she's a different person now. But back then, oh my goodness. She definitely needed a little improvement back then. But let's refer to her. Let's give her a alias, a different name, shall we? In honor of the whole Britney Spears conservatorship that may or may not be ending. Hopefully it's ending soon, but in honor of that possibly ending, let's refer to this person as Jamie Lynn. I think that'd be really, really suiting. So we're gonna refer to this person as Jamie Lynn. So Jamie Lynn was fairly new employee at this point, I believe. This was her very first job. Cool. She came from our understanding and from what she told us, a very affluent family, a very financially well-off family. Like the kind of family that has what she calls service. Now, what is this service? Basically, a maid. That's what they call service. They don't call her maid, they call her the service, but whatever, I guess. But so her parents, they decided that their daughter needed a taste of the real world, so they made her get a job, which good for them, actually. Good for them, quite honestly. You kind of wish all parents of affluent families do this with their kids, just to kind of get their kids grounded and not grow up to be snooty McSnootersons, right? So this was her first job. She comes from a well-to-do family that has a maid, has service. You can tell the only service I ever had growing up was mom. But, what is it? Oh, that's peace bark. I thought it was like some big, huge, hideous bug looking thing. Ugh. So because of how she grew up and everything, she didn't really have a lot of life experience like most people have had. Like when she got this job, she claimed that she didn't know how to do a lot of the cleaning tasks, like how to vacuum and sweep and, stuff that you and I probably have known for a very long time and probably would wish that we had service to have come over to our houses and do for us, but alas. One day she came down to mini golf as I was watering the plants. Now, there's like a whole story time in itself about these stupid plants, but I'll get to it in another story time. Right now, we're just gonna focus on this story. So at this point in time, mini golf had a complete makeover. It had new obstacles put in. It had some fake ponds put in. And there's also a little bit of a story time on those fake ponds. But again, another episode. There's just so many mini golf story times, y'all. I'm not kidding. Anyways, so I had all new stuff And then the men's garden club came in and did the landscaping, put in plants and everything. So the mini golf attendants were in charge of making sure these plants lived, which there's a story time about the plants. So on this particular day, I was trying to water these plants as best I could, as per usual. And I started off with the plants closest to the mini golf house, just in case, anybody were to come along and want to play mini golf. I could quickly turn off all the sprinklers and, put everything away quickly, duck into my mini golf house and serve the customers. So I was out there watering these plants that were at hole number 1. Now, at hole number 1 is basically a straight shot with kind of like a box at the end. Not like an actual box, but it's like a straight narrow shot, and then it opens up into a kind of like a box shape, and then the hole is in the middle. I like the first hole is a fairly simple hole. Just about everybody can get it. And there used to be an obstacle there that they took out when they remodeled, which they shouldn't have, but whatever. I wasn't in charge of any of that, just like everybody else that was working there. But anyways, I don't remember if it's along each side or if it's just along one side, but there was monkey grass along at least one side of it. I think it's along both sides. Along one side of it, they put in monkey grass. So I'm like, okay, how is the best way to water this monkey grass? Because it was hot, I was lazy, I didn't want to stand there and water the grass. So what I did was to set up the sprinklers to where it shot up just a little bit of water, enough to get the monkey grass. Now, it also did hit the fake grass too, the green stuff that they put on mini golf holes and things. So some of the water was hitting that, but it's whatever. It's outdoors. It's a hot summer day. It'll dry real quick once I'm done. As I was watering the grass, Jamie Lynn comes. In the morning, I think sometimes there'll be somebody that'll come down to check on the mini golf person, see if they need any change or need a bank run or something, or just need anything in general. And so she came down, I guess, to check on me or whatever. And she kind of saw my little setup on how I was trying to water this monkey grass. And she kind of gave it a weird look. And then she kind of looked at me I wish I could show you with my whole face, the look on her face. But she's just kind of this weird judgy look, I guess. And she was like, what are you doing? That's kind of how she talked, was the valley girl kind of what are you doing? Because she's just looking at my setup all confused. I said, I'm watering the plants. And she kind of looks at me, looks at my setup, looks at me. She's like, okay, well, do you need anything? I'm like, no, I'm good. Thanks for asking, And so she's like, oh, okay. And so she goes back up to the main building. And so I hear nothing. I go up there a little bit later. I think it's the end of my shift. I don't remember, or bathroom break. I go up there, and one of my coworkers, she comes over. She's like, Christy, I gotta ask you something. And I'm like, yeah, because she had this kind of look on her face of confusion and a bit of concern, but also not really, kind of disbelief, I guess. She kind of comes to me and she's like, you weren't trying to water the fake grass, were you? And I'm like, kind of looking back at her no, did someone say I was watering the fake grass? And she was kind of looking at me, and she kind of nodded. She, kind of relieved. And she was like, I figured you weren't watering the fake grass. I was like, who said I was watering the fake grass? And she tells me that Jamie Lynn came back from visiting me down there, and she comes back up and she's like, she's watering the fake grass. And all the rest of the coworkers, they were looking at her like, what? Yeah, Christy's watering the fake grass. And my coworkers kind of giving her a funny look like, what? And then one of my coworkers, I didn't hear about this until after, but one of my coworkers was like, Christy's not stupid. She's not watering the fake grass. One of my automatically knew that I wasn't watering the fake grass, because who waters the fake grass? That little detail, one of my other coworkers told me about. This coworker that I was having a one-on-one conversation with, she was like, yeah, she came up and she was telling everybody that you were watering the fake grass. I was like, no. And I kind of explained what I was doing. She's like, oh, okay. But yeah, one of my other coworkers was telling me about the whole, another coworker standing up for me and saying that I wasn't stupid and everything. So, to that coworker, if they're watching, thank you so much for that. But yeah, this girl literally thought I was watering the fake grass simply because some of that water was just hitting the fake grass. Oh, and since we're right here at the War Memorial, I'll show you kind of what I'm talking about. It's like this right here. Wait a second, let me. So it's like this monkey grass like right here. And it's kind of like closer, like pretend this is the green, right? And it was a little bit closer to the green. So I had the sprinkler kind of like, I don't remember, I had them between the plants or right next to the plants. Like either right here or maybe in there or maybe over here. But even though I had it on low setting, the water was still hitting the fake grass just a little bit. Like it might have hit this far into the fake grass. But the majority of it was hitting the monkey grass. So yeah, that was the story of how one of my coworkers thought I was watering the fake grass at the mini golf and how she was shut down pretty quick. Anyway, I'm gonna go and hope you all have a great day, great night, great whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.